Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or mortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. Cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Anyone got a light?
All right. Welcome to House Cumblood. I'm Gray, your demon host. We're a D&D 5.5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangman Worms of Frostheart. This story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. Most of the monsters I use are created by Ohio Mark. You can support his Patreon, although everything he makes is free. The music in our games is curated by D&D Breakfast Club on YouTube, with credit to each respective artist. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otterboy Triton Bastard class, and nobody else.
As well as Nita.
Hello, I am Nita. I play Oluja Oblak, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Recusant.
Hello everybody, I'm Recusant. I play Mavet Sohafidash, the druid monk.
As well as Moomin.
Hello! I play Seer, the Genasi artificer alchemist who is always on fire and currently burning so goddamn bright it wakes everybody up in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. Now, this would usually be the time where I ask you, what the hell happened last session? But guess what? I don't want to hear it. We're actually just going to get started here and do a recap mid-session, because I like to be random. So let me remind you of what was said. And I'm going to read this verbatim, as I wrote down exactly what our dear seer said to Oluja here. Let me change the music. Okay. Do a little bit of suspense. Alright. To repeat what you said verbatim, Seer, the last thing that you said to Oluja before she had to jump last session was, I never let my brain turn off, so you don't have to respond to what I will say. I will turn off my brain, I will turn my brain off for a moment, for things in my short life, burning, genasi of things, there has not been a single person in my travels who was able to make me express myself in a way that aligns with my nature. As you know, I don't express myself much. I don't share my thoughts. I don't let my heart pour out. But you always know how to light it up. Stir the flames, bring air to it, even when I contain it greatly. Even at this moment when you walk away and travel too far, even though I am so mad at the actions you've taken, I can't help but let my heart stir more with the flames. I won't say it, for I don't want to torment you with it. But I want you to know that the fire only grows more. Imagine that this is at night, you guys are at the streets, and Oluja, you are a block or two away from your inn. What do you say in return?
First of all, I just want to say chills. It was like Moo said it herself. Okay, so the weather thing is off, so I can't do the thing I wanted to do. Okay.
I mean, you are electrifying, so you very well could have electric themed stuff if you wish.
No, it was something else. But I actually need weather to happen, or at least be outside. Oluja will kind of position herself close to you so she can really look into your eyes and
Oh wait, so and just to get ahead of this, too, Leah, Sierra basically stopped walking, and you're basically like a far distance away. So are you saying you're just gonna walk right back to them a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if memory serves, you're half a block away, a full block away from Seer when she stopped.
because you were walking ahead and I was behind, right?
Other way around. You
Other
were
way
letting
around.
walking to the end,
Okay.
and she basically stopped before you are about to hit the end.
Okay. So I'll come back to you. And I'll look at you. She'll take a deep breath in and let it out. Seer, my time with you has been something that I'll never really forget. But the events of the last days, I feel like I was cheated out of something that should have been, I don't know, special, happy. What I want to tell you is that I have feelings for you, but I don't want to move forward with them. At least not now. It's not really the way I wanted to tell you. I feel like having had my personal thoughts and feelings told out to a bunch of randos by someone I'd asked to specifically say nothing about. It felt like it was a joke, like I was being made fun of. I felt like, you know, with the hag, when I deal with people and they tell me one thing and then they do another and they kind of snake around what they say they're going to do. It is tricky and I don't like that. And also, I said a lot of things to mums and that bitch was not you. And again, I feel cheated. And the events of what happened and what I did, it is a lot. And it's not fair for me or you. So I will say, I love you, but I don't want to be with you just yet.
That is why, Oluja, I dare not say what I actually want to say, for as I mentioned before, I don't want to torment you. But also, regardless of whatever answer that you said.
Sorry,
Yeah, cries and lesbian.
Oh my God.
Looking at the meme. It's good, my bad. That's a fucking good meme.
But essentially, Cyril looked to Oluja and be like, I didn't say this in hopes that you would just be swooned, be falling into my arms. I said it because it's been ravaging me a bit in the ways that I'm not used to. I am not saying this because things had to happen now. I want you to know if you felt cheated, if you felt broken, lost, if you felt the sense of, as I just would say it out loud to you, betrayal of your feelings by others that essentially poisoned the events that you held dear. I just want you to know at this moment, at this time of things, I don't want you to feel like that now. I just only want you to listen. It is very much your choice. It is very much what you desire. And I will not force it, as you would never force it upon I. I just want you to know that even if we're not together, even if we're not able to pursue things now, or even ever, you at least know how I feel. You at least know.
Imagine, like, as this conversation is happening, there's a soft drizzle around you. Again, the ceiling is melting, and there's a light pitter-patter of water, like sizzling off your head, Seer. But it doesn't quell your flames.
I will say this, Oluja, as the water kind of like drizzles more. You telling me what you just felt, telling me what you've felt like in this moment, now makes me want to kick someone's ass at the moment. But besides that, I do want you to know that I will always hold a space for you to feel comfortable and safe. I will never, ever put you in a compromising spot, and if I had before, never again.
I hope that in the future maybe
I'm
this
proud.
can be. But for now, if you're okay just being my friend who won't betray me or trick me,
I
I'm okay
mean,
with that.
if it helps you out, I don't think I have done that to you at all. And if I
No,
did, I think the last time it was described, that wasn't me.
part of the issue is that I didn't think it would happen with anyone from our group. I just want to get to a good place again with everyone.
Then let's do this. I will say, if we promise each other this, that we will protect each other. That we will do as you said, no lies or tricks. I have already upheld my end of things with that, but I will do as what we always have done and keep you safe. And everyone else as well. Besides, I won't lie, Luya. If you really were thinking that I would jump into a fray of things, I don't think I would be able to. I'm still a bit peeved about the whole situation of things, so might not be wise to jump in and join the wagon right off the bat.
I get that.
I will do as you say. And I will let you know one last detail then. We shall be friends, but my door will be always open for just us two.
when we each are 30 and we have no party, let's get together. No.
I mean, I didn't
No
tell you
joke.
something that you didn't think about that you might not have realized, Oluja, but there's a reason why I gave you that staff. And I have a ring that allows me to also have the same effects as that staff, so the things that would prevent us from doing what we couldn't do are now moot.
I mean, we could dance, but the staff doesn't stop me from dancing and laughing and...
Correct.
Yes, I totally know what you're talking about. I did it so many times with that orc fellow. So cool. Kidding. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I don't want to lie. Nothing happened ever.
I was
don't know
about
what
to
you're
be.
talking about.
It's okay. I was about to be panicked, going like, when? Hold on. But now I understand. Regardless, as I always mention, if you ever want to come visit, I would just say knock 3 times and I'll know.
Got it. Why are you so quick with these?
Oh god, it's gonna be very awkward. Seer gets ready. Hey, oh.
Just as a reminder, no one can see what the hell you girls are looking at.
But it feels like they could.
I know, he's really good with his fucking memes.
But regardless, Seer will look to Louis and be like, I'm not going to lie, I'm not really good at my words or seeing things, so Oluja, promise me one thing.
Okay.
I may have the brightest brain, but I have the worst sight and hearing for things, so just be clear about how you feel. Don't be afraid to tell me how you feel. Because honestly, I hate to say this, often my logic will always jump before me, so you just need to let me know. For, well, at this moment, I'm being completely honest with you in a lot of the ways with how I'm feeling. But once I've settled down, I hope that makes sense.
No, I understand. And technically I was direct with you, but it wasn't you. I'm just throwing it out there. But again, it's like moot at this point. But yes,
When you describe that, it makes me think a bit of that if that did happen with me, I feel like I probably burned the building down. Not in a malicious way. That just I'm outside at the moment. You see like a giant burst of hair flowing up in the sky with like fire.
Yep.
Hope
Again, the sizzling from the rain hitting your hair.
I'm gonna let you rest, Oluja. Need be. And I think I might go on a walk. You can keep Spanky with you if I'm in trouble. I can give you a holler of things. I think I might need to cool off for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk my head in water or something.
okay. Good night, Seer. And thank you.
You don't need to call me Seer. I will give you my actual name of things. You can always call me Aurora.
Aurora. Beautiful.
If we ever encounter another Seer, that will be the name. And then if we encounter someone named Seer Aurora, then I'll have to give you my last name.
All right. Well, you know me as Oluja or Janet. And that's it for now.
just to really set the scene here, let's say, because I don't really mention it, but you guys are up north. Let's say on this particular day, the moonlight is bouncing properly through the ice, especially with the melting from the pyro rooms above. And on this particular day, maybe the first day ever in Frostheart, we see like a little bit of a aurora borealis shining through the ceiling. There's that like colorful vibrance to it. Maybe it's a hot green we see waving throughout the ceiling. Seer, as you walk away, I wish to reward you for spending your spell slots and really going over and beyond with saving the civilians here in Frostheart. I want to give you a charm. It is called the Flames of Passion. And I will give it to you, and you may read it out loud.
I can do that. And what I will also do is that I will put in the chat for Oluja how to spell Aurora.
Oh. Yep. And I'll pin that into chat for you to read.
Let me read it carefully.
Yeah. Yeah, just say it aloud.
All right.
Yep.
This charm has one use. Instead of rolling, you can choose to maximize the damage dice of a fire-based spell.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind this synergizes with your innate ability to transform fire-based spells into healing. So it's this can either work towards doing maximum damage to an enemy or maximum healing to an ally, depending or not if you have access to fireball your own group here.
I mean, I have something far more terrifying than fireball. Gray. You want me to tell you what it is?
What you got? We're friends here.
Astrocian Stride, combining with kinetic jaunt.
Yep.
Essentially, I could just maximize the damage of me running 150 feet between like hundreds of people, and I just suddenly heal a bunch of people like 12 HP.
There you go.
And that would be like 100 people, so that would literally be about 1,200 healing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But I could also try to get a fireball somewhere. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's just something for you to remember. Yeah, please don't forget, like, you guys have special abilities that I've given you. That being said, Seer, we see your hips swaying and your head, the hair lifting towards the sky as you walk away. Oluja, you go within the inn, and you request a room. We won't go through too many of the details, but I will say as you unwind, give me a little snippet or a highlight before you go to bed of how Oluja unwinds.
First of all, I want to make sure that I'm truly alone. Not that... Make sure, like, nobody's, like, secretly in there or invisible or some bullshit.
Give me a perception check.
I will... Go for it.
I forgot to load into the thing, so skip me for a moment.
You forgot to load into our VT2?
I will let Oluja know to kind of fill up time. I think as far as like honesty-wise, Oluja, it's Spanky.
Yep. I was gonna say you're not truly alone because Spanky's with you, but you could still send him off or put him somewhere.
No. He's cool because again, I got so used to him. I'm talking about like other people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Just keep going until you can make the roll. Like, what would you be doing if you were alone or perceived as alone?
Is there a bath in this room? Because I would just try to unwind with a bath.
We can say there's a water basin, like perhaps not metal, like wooden. A wooden like a water basin, and the cracks are filled with the sealant. But the water needs to be drawn and warmed up by hand. But doesn't take long. Maybe like half an hour to get a warm bath ready.
Okay.
But before you lay down into a bath, you hear a knock at your door. Dunk, 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 dunk.
I'll get up. I'll make sure Spanky's prepared. I won't open the door.
Hmm. Just to
Who
give
is
you just give you an idea for the scenery, like there are no windows. There's just openings in the wall. The actual room itself is a one bedroom. So like the actual living room would be the master bedroom, and there's a cutaway for the bathroom and a closet, but that's it.
I'm sorry. You wanted a perception check?
Yep, perception check. If you're investigating for anything watching you within the room.
Yeah.
Didn't notice anything. All right, you hear a knock at the door. What do you do?
I'll go close up to the door. Yes. Can I help you?
Mega, what does she hear?
Are you in there?
Oh. I mean, yes, I'm in here. She'll open the door a crack.
Mm-hmm. What does she see, Mega?
Like it's like she will see like Eddie standing before her. It's like still wearing his suit. It's like maybe like idly like fiddling around with the vape pen around his neck.
Hmm.
What's going on, Eddie? You okay?
Well, I should actually be asking you the same question.
Because she has like a moment.
Yeah.
Am I really talking? Is it Eddie or are you someone else? I don't mean to be suspicious. It's just things have been weird lately and I just want to get my duckies in a row. Could I insight if this is Eddie?
Eddie, you have the floor. You can set like any DC you have in mind that you feel is appropriate. Guide her through it.
I mean, how would you like me to prove that I'm me?
Trying to think back on a really stupid mistake I made. What was the thing I said with the hag?
If memory serves, you said something along the lines of, tell me, it was something about the circus in town, and I believe it was like, tell me like the location of so and so or this that or what, but you
There
didn't
was
ask
some
for new.
bullshit that was like super
Yeah,
vague.
yeah. You wanted new information, but you didn't specify new information, so she told you
Yeah.
information that you already knew.
Alright. What did I tell the hag? What did I ask her really? And what did she say to me?
I don't actually think I was around for that. Are you sure you're remembering correctly?
Yes. Try insight.
We'll keep the scene playing out.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was definitely somewhere else where that happened. So this is definitely
No,
a trick question.
not a trick question. I asked you what I asked. Out of character, was he there?
You can't remember. It's up in the air.
It's like so many moons ago.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
very long time ago, and you can't remember who exactly in the party was there, because just like the situation right now, like you guys tend to split up a lot, especially in an urban environment. So, was he there?
What I'm hearing is Oluja asked a bad question.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just really tired. How about we all talk tomorrow morning?
It's like, I feel as though that if we leave things as we did before, I don't know. I just want to talk to you.
I'm sure you do. And I do too. But things that are kind of high on emotions right now. I just spoke to someone else just now and
Was it her?
was it who?
Dear.
No, it was Mavet.
Deception? With disadvantage? Because there's nothing emotional you'd ever say to fucking Mavet of all people.
You don't know. We might have connected on killing people.
100%. I know this after over like 100 hours of watching this party.
We bicker a lot, but maybe we've
I
connected
know.
on
And
Mavet.
surprise, surprise, the outlier is nothing important or emotional has been thrown towards fucking Bobette between the two of you.
You really did so good trying to kill that kid. I mean, impressive.
Oh my god! What?
It's like I am just so moist right now.
Teach me your ways.
I just love it because Eddie also knows because Sierra ran straight to Oluja.
Where is it? Here we go.
Yeah. She's full of shit.
Both bad.
Yeah.
I'm rolling hot tonight, guys. Well, today.
I mean,
Better to get these out.
Just not past your DC. Makeup.
Look, like, I don't mean to be insulting, but it's kind of hard to miss when Seer has been someplace.
About like thousands of feet away, people could still see her lighting up the alleyway.
Literal fog on the street from like water hitting her hair, causing steam.
Oh,
It's like, come on. What's really going on?
look. I'll leave you with this. If you are Eddie, as you say, I am honestly glad that you're okay. But we are not okay. And that is something that we could figure out and fix later, but The biggest thing is I'm glad that nothing happened to you for what I did. And I guess thank you for sticking up for me at least. So you have a good night, Eddie, okay?
Well then, I guess I hope that Seer stays safe.
What the fuck did you just say?
I said I hope that Seer stays safe.
She's got that,
Yep.
that thing with the eyes blinking.
I can see the expression.
Are we having a problem here?
No. It's actually really funny that you bringed up Mong.
When did I bring her bitch ass up?
Like a few minutes ago. Just like blinks. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that Mong might have it in for Seer.
When did I?
You did.
My memory is bad.
No,
I did.
No, well, you
I'm so-
implied very hard. That's why you're screening him. Like the very first thing you said to him is, "I'm not sure if I'm talking to you or somebody else."
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's what he's implying, which is correct. It follows the scene so far.
And why would you think that?
So, well, you do kind of know how Mung has been, to put it lightly, keeping tabs on you.
Right? On me?
Well, yeah. They just have this interesting fascination with you, I guess. So it's really hard to say what they might do to people that you might be in contact with, especially if they feel like they might be getting in the way.
Question. If you're sort of worried about this happening, how about we both go and check on Seer?
Well, like I said, she is pretty easy to find.
Cool, then we can both go. Actually, what can Spanky do? I forget.
So, and I'll read it up to you verbatim, just so you know. Like a familiar. Let me just make sure I pull it up. So give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I have to look through my infusions. There's so many.
Yeah, for the homunculus.
And what did you do to change him to like some sort of speaker or something?
It turned into the shell phone situation with them. So I turned them into a speaker so Spanky could be loud. However, what I kind of had to do is explain is that, and I, in my brain, and this is the only way I could like kind of make it work, is that Seer can hear, but they can't really respond back currently now because Spanky can only do a one-way call as a speaker.
Yep.
They could kind of hear things. However, I won't lie to you, Luya. If I remember correctly, there is a distance limited for how far away Seer can be to be able to hear things with Spanky, unless they're modified. So I'm going to take a look.
Yeah. I would assume 100 120 feet, somewhere in between there, or is it the mile range?
It's basically, and I'm going to be real, Gray. We've been kind of playing it wishy-washy.
Yeah. let's go into being a little bit dramatic here. Usually I lean into players and their tools, like even like when things are up in the air in the gray area. I like to lean towards fun. But towards this, I want to make the scene a little bit more dramatic, and we'll say that you're just outside of the contact. Wherever you are just outside of that radius. You are on a walk, and you have had one of the best talks of your life. You're on top of the world.
I'm also probably extremely distracted as
Yeah.
I want to make a pun here, but Sierra's hot and bothered.
Yeah, let's say that Oluja, that Spanky is decommissioned at the moment, that they're sleeping. And it's just that they're not helpful at the moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so let's go look for Sir. Together. Let's check. We could also bring Mavet. Let's get everybody here. We can bring Goo. He's a little quiet right now, but that's okay. Bring bodies.
I can't believe that's actually his name.
Yes, definitely his name.
Just like Oluja really pressing on it.
Yep.
Lead the way.
Mavet.
Aren't you gonna get dressed first?
Nope, we're gonna freeball it right now.
Okay.
No, sure. Damn it, give me a moment. What? I'm leaving the door open so I can see you. You're already seen tall. It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. All right. What are you wearing? A nightgown?
Sure.
Okay. Let's not go over too much of the details. I assume you're not going to put armor on just because, again, you're going within the city. Most of the threats have been taken care of, and you're about to take a bath. It seems weird to put on armor only to take it off just because you're exploring.
Plus, it would take you 10 minutes to put that armor on.
Yeah.
And with the urgency, you want to go. Yeah.
Bamps in and out at my command, so like I can technically bring it with me, yes?
Technically bring what with you?
My spear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem. You do so.
Like
Oluja
in a nightgown
with the
holding a spear.
Yep. All right. What does this look like? Mega, lead the scene here because she appears to want to follow you.
Well, I believe she was heading in that direction.
Safe to say that Seer's hair would still be high, right?
Might be, yeah.
I mean, it might be dimming a little bit just because, like they said, they're going off somewhere to cool off, essentially.
Yeah, Moo, do me a favor. Make me a roll. We'll determine where you are, and I'm not going to tell the party the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll me a d6. We'll determine which area that you ended up in. Understood. I have a good idea of where you went off to. Alright. I picked a location where Seer is, and it's up to the party, like what they want to do here.
Is there high ground anywhere?
Yeah, the wall.
To get a better view of the surroundings?
Yep. Yeah, the wall. Where Wilsung Hall is, right past the glacial the ice sculpture garden, like the red area. That's the highest vantage point in the city.
And what about like buildings and stuff that are closer that I can see maybe?
Not so much.
Or whatever.
Well, it used to be the heart. There used to be a lot of high vantage points, but after the attack, the area took some damage. So you don't really have tall buildings anymore to work with. You'd have to go to the wall first. That'd be the highest vantage point that could oversee everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you made it seem like you're just following Eddie here. So, Eddie, where are you leading her?
It's like, yeah, so sorry, just need to look a bit closer here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess the
forgot
best.
I have this one.
Hmm?
No, just thinking of something for me.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and, I guess start down this street here.
Yeah, start going down.
I'm gonna maintain about 15 feet behind Eddie.
Okay, 15 feet behind. Understood. Get her off the scene. All right. Yeah, you guys are going down the street, peering to go southward. Any highlight conversations, or is Oluja intentionally climbing up here?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna write you something.
Okay. Mega, like as she's writing something, just describe the scene for me. If Eddie says anything, or if has swaths of silence, just fast forward me to any area you want to go. Okay, understood.
Is everything all right, Oluja?
Yep, sure thing, pal. Just looking from back here, and you take the front. Lead the way.
Okay. Do you do that, Oluja?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start off then. Eddie. Uh Tell me the DC, Oluja, and I'll tell Eddie what to do here. Eddie, make me Charisma saving throw. Yep. Yeah, no need to worry. I just need to see the roll. And I'll describe what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
like
I didn't have
as
my sheet open.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so as you begin to walk, there's a weird effect that happens. Oluja, I believe you need to keep him in place as well. So, like, for what you want to happen, Eddie needs to stop moving. Understood. Oluja, what do you do to stop Eddie?
Wait. Sat over there. I thought I saw a flicker.
Okay. You both stop. Eddie does fail the saving throw here. Go right ahead, Oluja. The floor is yours.
Trying to think here. Okay.
Yep. And don't worry, Eddie. I'll fill you in before you get a response here. Well, you probably guess what's happening. You guys stop in the middle of the street. In fact, you know what? No, I want to give... make me a deception check, Oluja. Because I just don't want, just straight brainwashing here. Like, I know we go back and forth to, like, position people, but I want to see whether or not Eddie would have a good reason to stop here. So make me a deception check. We're going against his DC. I have his DC in mind. Keep in mind,
I didn't say
15
anything
failed.
about them stopping. It's an area.
Yes, but you can't move it. That's the issue. That's why I'm saying they need to stop, or else they'll walk outside the radius.
You said a what? What?
A deception check.
Okay.
That's more than enough to beat the DC. Eddie, you are compelled through what she says to stop for a moment. You feel a little bit weird, but you can't quite put your finger on it. What do you say, Luya?
Hmm. I'm trying to think.
Of the wording?
Yeah, because she's bad with her stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I know how to say it, but
Yeah,
I
give it a
don't know
shot.
how to say it. Um. Okay. Jesus, I'm nervous. Why? Um.
That's good. I like it when you get nervous. It means I'm doing my job here.
Um.
Speak from the heart. Just go right
Are
ahead.
you?
Yep.
I'll point it at this because to make it like
Yep.
time sensitive and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you really so concerned for Seer's safety?
Eddie, you are incapable of lying.
It's like, which case Eddie blinks for a moment.
Before you do answer, I want to tell the players I'm going to set a timer up for 5 minutes to account for dead air and waiting for responses, but this will represent the total time of Zone of Truth. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's like, okay, that's it.
Yep.
Just like, I see how it is.
Yep.
It's like, of course I'm concerned for Seer's safety. I'm thinking about it right now.
But you want to protect her, yes? Keep her safe?
So why would you ask me that?
It's a yes or no question. Do you want to keep Seer safe? Doesn't go there. Stop doing that.
I mean, do you want to keep Seer safe?
You're dancing around the question. Do you?
You're dancing around the questions, Oluja. You care about her, don't you?
Do you?
And then here you are leaving her out in the street by herself, and while we're having this conversation, she
Oh,
might be in danger.
Are you the danger?
Hmm? Oluja, you already know I'm pretty dangerous.
Are you a danger to Seer?
At least, the very least, not in this moment.
Are you trying to hurt Seer?
It's like, no, I'm not trying to hurt Seer right now. She's not even here.
So you are trying to hurt Seer, just not in this moment.
So, well, the fact of the matter is, Oluja, is that no matter where I go, people get hurt. And I have to live with that. So that's why it's a bit difficult to answer that question, Oluja. Because
It's
I
not that
don't always know.
difficult. It's a yes or no question. Are you trying to actively kill Seer? In
No.
this moment or ever?
That's a pretty intense question.
Yeah. Is it really?
I mean, I suppose as long as Seer isn't trying to kill me.
Eddie has not had to make a saving throw so far. Everything he said is the truth. The spell begins to flicker.
Mom, why are you like this?
I love this so much.
I'm sorry, what?
Mom, why are you like this?
That's
Now,
a really strange question to ask right now.
Now, great. I will say one thing by technicality is when they said, what? Did that ping off anything? Because that technically something is that they have to fake and lie about is the reaction of things. Did anything go off on that moment?
Reactions don't ping from a Zone of Truth.
Just checking.
Yep,
I'm giving
it
Oluja
is.
a bone.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's when you like answer a binary yes or no question. Or at least I've been keeping track of what he's been saying. Everything he's been saying is truthful. It's beginning to fizzle.
Mom, how about we just fight now, yes?
So why would you want to fight me?
Because you're Mom.
You're
Right?
assuming I'm Hmong because of your paranoia.
No.
Are you not paranoid
you Mom,
right now?
yes or no? Are you Mom, yes or no?
I'm Eddie.
Fizzles.
No. Are you Mom pretending to be Eddie?
And it ends. He said he was Eddie, and again, there's no saving throw.
But my question, are you Mom pretending to be Eddie?
Zone of Truth
We've already
drops.
been over this. It's like, if you really truly believe that I'm Hmong, then go ahead and attack me now.
Okay. Bamf my spear.
Okay. And what do you do?
I'll attack him from behind.
Okay.
I don't think it's
Make
really
it-
behind if we've been having a presumably a face-to-face conversation.
Yeah.
Oh no, the spear goes behind you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Going through that bullshit. Yep. You toss it. Make it attack roll.
We can't be mad at Oluja. She legit had like her first
Yeah.
I love you stolen.
I've been on the edge of my seat this entire conversation. I love it.
I would have asked Eddie, hey Eddie, where's your pen?
He did have a
Again,
pen on him
yeah.
that was described through the flavor.
Wait a second. Oh. It's not happening. Why isn't it happening? I'm hitting attack and it's not happening.
Maybe your mom.
Normal.
Like, see, you can't even use that spear right. Which would only happen if you were an amateur.
17 hits. What's the damage? I'll apply to your sheet, Eddie.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
And then Jesus, now I gotta go back to open my character sheet for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
is this melee, or are you throwing this at range?
It's not being thrown. It just bamps behind him.
Okay. Yeah, then it's a Constitution saving throw. Make me a Constitution saving throw, Eddie.
Shoot, did I close my sheet? Or is it just hid? Okay, here you are.
Understood. The damage doesn't go through. I can't remember if it was. I believe it was save or suck. Was the wording that I went with that. Was it half damage? And the failure also included 0 movement?
Yes.
Okay. Roll d12 then.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. One d12. One d12. Where you at?
Yep. Just roll. Oh yeah, roll from the dice rolling. All right, half of that. 2. Understood. All right. Eddie, how do you react as a spear impales you and shocks you?
All right. I guess I shouldn't have said literally right now. Did you always make a habit of stabbing your friends? Literally in the back.
Well, if it is you, now you know how it feels, yes?
I suppose just another one to leave me.
Sorry, what?
I suppose another one to leave me. Yep.
I'm going to...
Do you know how it feels to always have to watch your back no matter where you go? Hoping that the next smiling face isn't just a treacherous smile.
As of late, yes, I do understand that.
Then you should understand how it must feel to be me. Day in and day out, it always feels as though everyone is putting on an act and you have to put one on too.
Well, I mean, if you
So they
weren't
don't see how much it hurts you.
so shisty, you know, be better.
I would probably say the same about you.
Well, yes, I did fuck up recently. That was true. Well, that's not true. I did it many times. But I do want to be better.
And yet everyone still forgives you.
Not everyone.
Really?
Really.
Who hasn't forgiven you?
Well, if you are my friend, then you would know.
So I don't actually know that much about you, Oluja.
You know plenty. Trust me. My life is really basic and simple.
You want to run that by me again? As just kind of like gestures at your lightning visage, holding a spear and a nightgown.
Wind blowing between my cheeks.
Yep.
Someone in a far distance is like, Mommy? What is going on?
You just hear
Just go
people
back
on
to
that
bed,
line.
Billy.
Doo-doo-doo. 'Doo-doo-doo. 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 'Doo-doo-
You have to face facts, Oluja. You're not normal. I'm not normal. Neither of us are normal. And in the end, I guess we're both just destined to be alone. Because everyone we care about will just leave.
Make a
Eddie would not
wisdom
say
saving
some
throw. That shit.
bullshit like that.
That's deep. Yeah,
Wisdom
make
saving
me
throw?
make
I
me a
don't
wisdom saving throw.
believe it. Eddie's too cool for school for that.
Alright, yeah. Make it for me.
There we go.
Alright. It doesn't hurt you, but it goes down pretty deep.
It doesn't go down deep because I don't believe it.
Doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Still deep. Alright, Oluja. It seems like you're in an impasse with Eddie here. How does this, like, give you guys 5-10 more minutes, but how does this begin to resolve or escalate?
I don't know where the range is, but at some point, if we're walking, I'm just going to.
Are you guys walking again? Because it
Right
sounded like
now,
you're stopping.
you're pretty
Oh.
establishedly that we've
Oh,
stopped
I mean-
and are having this
Yeah.
conversation. You don't kind of just keep walking after you've been
Um,
literally
stabbed.
stabbed in the
Yeah.
back.
It does make
And
a valid
honestly, you
point.
could keep stabbing him in the back no matter what direction he goes, so you might as well not walk.
That's fucking good.
You know,
I'm
does
gonna.
there is
Oh, go
something
ahead.
else. Eddie should have a shell phone.
Will her brain think of that though?
You go right ahead.
Go for it, whatever you
Yeah,
think.
go-
I just
go
wanted to
for it.
mention there's a lot of ways to check if Eddie's there.
But we don't ever do the smart thing here.
You're right. That's why I'm just
Okay.
letting you know.
Yeah, I mean, you did zone of truth and stabbed him, like, and if this is Eddie, that's a pretty big dick move after he got you off the hook here.
Yeah, just keep in mind that if you're wrong, this is a really dick move in many senses.
Yeah, but if it's Eddie, then he understands, and then he's like, "I get it."
There's a limit. There's a limit. You just got done interrogating him, stabbed him
I
with your fucking
stabbed
spear.
once.
That's
Yes.
still a stab. If I get stabbed with a
Stabbed him
dagger,
once.
like, I'm gonna be hesitant, but I'm still gonna be pissed off. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's gonna
stabbed
be
me.
ouchy. Obviously, I'll heal you.
I'm just gonna find it funny that like after you guys fight, you find Sierra and she's just dead. And I'm like, well, great, good job.
And then
Okay.
just like a note from Mung. Too late, bitch.
Yep. All right. Like I said before, escalate or resolve. Like, let's start building towards it here.
Look, I'm going to look for Sira on my own later. I'm just going to try and find my vet, tell him what's up, and go.
In
And
the
see
middle
what
of the night, in the rain, with absolutely no idea where they're staying the night.
I mean, yeah, it's worth a try. I'll run into somebody eventually.
Okay. And is that what Oluja does?
Trying to see my sheet here. No, you know what? Look, I didn't want to do any of this. I just wanted to be in the room. I'll find Seer eventually. I'm gonna dimension door away.
Oh,
And dimension doors right into her bathtub.
yep.
That is now cold. I'm joking. I have no idea where you actually wanted to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, you dimension door. All right. If that's the case, that's where the scene ends, and the camera zooms into Eddie's face. And Eddie, it's time for our iconic mid-session recap. What the fuck happened last session?
It's like after the unfortunate trial of the ages, it's like the courthouse was in fact like ransacked by individuals who are like fuck the system and literally trying to blow the system up. But thanks to the party, they were able to not only diffuse the situation, but also essentially hearken a whole new order / government system, or like the proceedings of a government system, I suppose.
Yeah.
Into this very ruined city right now. They still have not had time to clean up properly. And then once all of that had been said and done, the party essentially goes their own separate ways to deal with the aftermath of the most recent events. Mavette actually has an interesting encounter with our air quote Goliath friend.
Yep.
Who is basically fight me, bro. You're a dick. But Mavette's maybe doing the smart thing. It's just to basically paralyzes him and runs away before he has a chance.
Funny thing is,
I guess he did egg him on though.
Walks. Yep. Walks. He took multiple rounds. It's funny that you mentioned it, like the fight me bro energy. I don't know which person you're talking about. Yep.
Seer, I believe. Shoot, I'm actually trying to remember what Seer did last session.
It was primarily what we just finished. She was just following Oluja, having
She did
conversation with her.
Well, she did question Eddie, but go ahead.
Yep, that too.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, after a brief discussion with Eddie, scenes that we've already described, tracks down Oluja. It's Oluja went to be by herself in her own thoughts, and Eddie. It's after having a conversation with, the party doesn't really have much context for this, that whole exchange, but they seem to have come to some sort of understanding, quotation marks, question mark. And Eddie, spent the night with one of the councilmen.
Yep. So we flash back to the scene with Eddie being alone on the streets, watching Oluja disappear. And as time, maybe a minute, 2 minutes pass, with Eddie unflinching, unmoving, we see their face morph into Mom. You're correct, Oluja. Congratulations. Eddie, roll yourself 4d10. The additional 1d10 is for doing the role play so well for Mom. And because you banged one of the council members, I do have a present for you.
A bang, bang, a bangity bang, a bang, bang,
Yep.
bangity bang.
You also
I'm
get
so
a charm.
proud.
It is called Seed of Happiness.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yep. All right. So with Seed of Happiness, this charm has one use. As a free action at the start of your turn, for the next 6 seconds, whenever you cast a spell, you may cast a cantrip of your choice as part of the same casting. There's a lot of good uses you can do with it, but the primary one I can see you doing this with is, action, Eldritch Blast, bonus action with Meta Magic, Eldritch Blast, just to get the maximum amount of blasts off. Like the good old Eddie days, like blasting all over the place. Yeah. This is one use. This is the way I wanted to reward both you and Moo without giving you guys anything too permanent, because I've given out a fair amount so far, with the exception of you, Mega. But I felt like this was...
That's because Eddie hasn't died yet.
Yes, exactly. You haven't died yet.
I mean, my reward is that no one died. So.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, you get the Seed of Happiness. I had something for Tyler as well, an actual blessing, but we'll address that next session. But yeah, we see.
Oh, that's right. I did forget
yep,
about Gumo. He finally found the parents of that ghost child, and even went through the trouble of resing them. Although going to be doing that over the night and day.
Yeah. Yeah. He did 3 castings of it. Yep. Yeah. But the scene refocuses back on Mum, and you just see a disgusted, contorted face. And she takes in a deep breath. And she begins to walk away. And as she walks away, we see her slipping between realities, between ours and one unseen, as she enters a world of watercolor, and the buildings around in Frostheart become mechanical and shifting. A world of strange architecture. As she reaches the docks, there is, strangely enough, a bridge instead. And she begins to walk and whistle. And we just see her leaving Frostheart, going over the ocean to a country far, far away. And I guess this might be the last time we might see her. But just to give you a little bit of a taste, Oluja, I think she'd be looking southward. And she would just say with a coy smile, Porta Rosa does sound like a fun place. Maybe I should give it a visit. And we see her face begin to shift to the person she loves the most in the world. As we see Oluja's face on top of Mum's. And she
Good luck,
begins, and she begins to walk across the bridge and out of sight into the horizon. There you go. That's
It's
one
Oluja.
changeling out of the way.
Kill her on sight.
Kill her.
Mentor with trolls. Go, my trolls.
Hey.
Sprinklebottom, please cast Thunderbolt.
On the bright side, we don't have to deal with the changeling anymore, and it's a loose thread that'll never be picked up again. That's all I gotta say. All right. Let's handle your stuff really quick here, Oluja. I know we've been focusing on you a lot lately, but we're running on time crunch here. Make me a survival check at disadvantage. I'm assuming you're gonna follow through with what you said. You're gonna be going around the city, or are you going back to your apartment?
No,
or
I just went
your
to the
room.
room.
Okay, just went back to your room. Understood.
Yeah. Because she didn't think it was Eddie anyway. So.
Yeah, but you never really fully clarified as far as like whether there was still something actually potentially going to happen to Seer.
Yeah, No, Mego's very smart with a lot of his answers because there was enough deniability where he wasn't lying when he said what he said, and when you asked a question right on the head, he did really well with progressing the conversation or diverting from the question. Like even the way that he responded to "Are you Mum? Are you actually Eddie?" and he just says, "I am Eddie," because that's who he's role playing.
And my last question did not
Yeah.
go through, apparently.
Nope, because you reached the end of the time limit, and that's me being generous with the time, considering the fact that we're being patient with one another. Let's you're back in your bedroom, and I'm sorry because I'm gonna continue one more scene with Nita because you got a lot of shit going on. Thankfully you rooted out this little traitor before this happens. You hear a squaw like coming outside your window, and in a blink of an eye, perhaps as you're in the tub, you see black feathers begin to rain around you. Hallelujah. As you're laying in the tub, there's bubbles tastefully covering your portent bits. And you see like the yellow shining eyes of a crow, perhaps a raven, as it is just like squawing and just flapping around the room. Caw! Caw! What do you do?
I just want to take a bath. I don't understand why this is all happening right now.
Yep.
Why am I so popular?
Yep. And it lands on the lip of the tub, like perching itself. And you see its head being crooked.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Caw! Caw!
And it's like pecking on its feathers a little bit. Ding, 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 ding.
I wish I could say this was weird, but it's not. Who are you? Why are you here?
How do you gotta ask questions like that?
Oh.
When they said popular, Eddie, I was thinking about literally the song from Wicked, Popular.
It says to you,
I am Gorvex. It is good to meet you. Caw! Caw! Gorvex.
Okay.
and again,
hello?
imagine its head is twitching, always like a 45-degree angle at its side and just pecking.
How can I help you, little Gorvex? Why are you here?
My master has something to give you. Caw! Caw!
And it dangles its foot, and you see a tiny little bit of parchment tied to its leg.
Is this what I think it is? Because I have been running on cylinders right now. I don't know who's who or if they can be trusted. Is this what I think it is?
What do you think it is? I bear news.
Information. Yes. News. Don't go yet. I want to read it.
Nods.
These
I
are the
would hope
results
so.
of your STD test.
Yeah.
Please
Totally done those things.
read it. Read it. Caw!
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
seeing
read
it
it.
go.
I'm gonna read it.
Okay. And you take it from its leg?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me go over one thing. Make me a... Oh god, there's actually not a good check for this. Closest thing would be insight, because you're it's about the intentions of getting a message this way. Give me an insight check.
Oh, good. I thought I was gonna shock the bird, and I didn't want to do that.
Oh! Well, no. I'm not gonna fuck you like this. So you're grabbing an object, you're not actually making contact with the bird, but there is 2 degrees of separation here. If you do shock him, it's not enough to kill him.
I'm sorry. What was the check? Oh, insight. You said.
Insight.
Okay.
Wait, are these my HPV results?
Oluja, you're pregnant.
It is Eolus's Will.
So let me tell you what's strange. Let me tell you what's strange about this. And again, I don't mention this a lot because Eddie has a unique way of delivering information, so it doesn't come up too often. But I would like to remind the players that in this world, one of the advances in technology is origami messengers. Essentially, they'll take a note, a letter, fold it, and it will try to find the recipient. Although we've seen in the past like how they can be intercepted. It appears like this information is important enough where the person sending it wanted to make sure that the message was guarded.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The very rare carrier crow.
Yes.
Caw! Caw!
You may have picked up some pearls on the way.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna
Yep.
read it out loud to little Gorvex.
Okay. Would you actually want me to send you the message or just tell you what you read?
If possible, both, but
Yeah.
I'll take listening to it right now.
Reading the
Here.
message. We've been
You-
trying
you
to
know-
reach you about your extended car warranty.
We
I'll-
spared no expense.
I'll send it to you. I have it written out here. I send it in
Oh, God.
private DMs. Yep. Yeah, it's a hefty one.
It's a
This
big
is
old block.
TSA contacting you about an individual.
Mm-hmm. Read it aloud.
Okay. Who's the one that's in it? Oh, it's him. Okay, cool. Dear Oluja Oblak, daughter of the storms, I write this missive to express my gratitude for your admission of guilt and your heroism at Whale Song Hall. Although you have declined my offer to shed light on that day which haunts your dreams, this is true. I must inform you that I will not be staying in Frostheart for much longer, and scheduling a meeting between us will be nigh impossible. I wish to inform you that during your youth in Corderosa, a ship docked there. The captain of that vessel was a slaver, and his cargo was well hidden. Dockmasters accepted bribes to overlook the ship's inventory. Unfortunately, the weather during the vessel's charted voyage was unkind. A storm sank the ship, killing everyone on board. Their bodies washed up upon the shore, and I was called upon to unravel the mystery by speaking with the dead. As is my duty among the Necroniclers.
Yep, Necroniclers.
Strangely, among the 58 spirits with whom I spoke, I was told there was a 59th slave. Years after this troubling mystery, I was called upon once more regarding an incident for which you were blamed. The recruits told me of a captain whose flesh was slough, shift, and change, a changeling with a jade ring. I spoke to this creature in Drogport, a fort flooded. During the Armistice Ball held by Duke Diamant, another terrible incident, an act of terrorism accompanied by a rather nasty explosion. This changeling confessed to me that he had been tricked by a false oracle who promised that the children would only obstruct their plans in the future. Oh boy. It was an insidious lie, and I do not know its intended purpose. The false oracle harbors a deep hatred for your city and wishes to destroy it. Dang. Allow me to enlighten you without speaking in riddles. If you wish to seek revenge on the butcher, follow the black carriage roaming in Giuliano. There you will find the changeling known as Jade Hand. As for the conspirator, the one responsible for setting all these terrible events into motion, he is less than promising. He is an heir genasi who rules an army. His name is Galen. Oh, it's him. Should you wish to discuss this further, you may always find me in Saint Enfys. Is that correct? Enfys?
Yep, Saint Enfys.
Saint Enfys. Our glorious capital of Giuliano. May Aeolus guide your way. Yours truly, Orange Jelly, Master of Scribe.
Yep, that's what you read.
I'm like, like stunned by all this information, but like
Yeah.
also super happy, and I want to give Corvex a little piece of oh my god, what's the name for it? A little piece of food from my I think it's like 30 pounds of food I have left as a
Caw!
thank you.
Caw! Are you happy? My master said I must give this to you immediately. Caw!
I'm
Caw!
really happy with the information. You can take extra if you want of the provisions. Here's a little more piece if you want it.
I really shouldn't. I should be on my way.
And you just see its eyes fixated on the food.
I...
Just starts pecking your hand.
There's plenty here. Eat up.
More! More!
Enjoy.
Screw my diabetes.
Oh.
Just to inform you, it will not stop eating. So you need to figure out how much you will feed this creature
Hold on, I
before you...
don't want your little body to explode. Okay, how about I put some away for later, and if you come back, I'll leave you little pieces out by the window.
Gorvex finds this acceptable.
Thank you, little Gorvex. You have a pleasant night.
Gorvex will see you again. Should you die, I will be there.
Caw! Caw! And it doesn't even fly away. You see it explode in a puff of feathers. And it just disappears.
Wait, I wanted to know if you wanted to join my crypto WhatsApp.
I mean, he could have just said goodbye and not leave me with that really sad words. And she'll continue on, trying to take her bath for the 80th time.
Yeah, you take your bath. Nothing else happens. Those are the major events that happen. And I'm going to move things forward. Because, again, we're pressed on time. And we're going to be going a little bit further than what I said before. But once we reach the end, I'll call it. Let's say it's tomorrow morning. Everyone, make me roll 2d20 mega, and I want to be very specific about this. This is going in order of the dice you roll. I need you to roll me 2d100. The first threshold is 10 and lower. The second threshold is 15 and lower.
So I don't roll d20s, I roll d100s.
No, you also roll d20s. That's in addition to that. I need to know the d100s.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But I'm just trying to be very clear. If it fits within that range, something will happen. So let me see all the rolls, and I will I'll jot down notes here.
Incidentally, yeah, guys, we definitely got to move. I know what the D100s are about.
Yeah.
It may have been long ago, but not that long ago.
Yep. Just saying. I already had one dragon fuck up one of my players. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2. Okay. There we go.
Oh, sorry, I was about to roll d12s. It's like that doesn't give me my full range of possibilities.
Okay. There it is. I believe we skipped your day. I do recall that happening with your first day within Frostheart. Yep. And for degrees
I'll roll the D100 separately.
Yes, you can do that. And just to be... Whoa, that got really fucking close. 17. For the DC 10, you're fine. Yeah, 30, you're fine. The next DC will be 20 if you take another long rest here. Just as a reminder for the D20 checks for degrees in failure, if you get a natural 20, you will skip a day. If you get a natural 1, it will count as 2 failures. Okay, and Seer passed.
I'm so sorry. 1d100?
2d20. No, 2d20. The d100s is for Eddie rolling for that ghost dragon following you guys.
Okay. I'm sorry.
14, 12,
2d20.
that's fine. Same with you, Mavet.
2d20.
Yeah, 2d20.
This is going to be really bad for the people, and I'm glad I passed because mine had the worst rolls.
6. Okay.
Never mind, we had someone that had worse rolls.
6.
I mean, then again, there's a non-zero chance that Oluja's might be racist.
Yeah. Just to keep in mind for you, Eddie, your mother has suffered 4 levels of exhaustion. Keep in mind, we're still doing the my extended bullshit variant version of exhaustion, not the brand new one, because I had a specific threshold in mind. Although I will be switching off to that one after this adventure. And this is only for them. You guys follow the normal rules for exhaustion. Mavet, you're fucking awful. Oh my god. You have a total of 4 failures now. 6 and 2. And Oluja, 7 and 18. Oluja, like your threat is the weakest amongst everybody.
But mine was the elf guy, right?
Yeah, literal.
Yes.
I think I'm okay with that.
You have 6 failures though. Well, that's not the issue. If it does reach the full capacity, and again, this could happen. I believe the limit was 8 or 9. I'll double check. But that being said, there is a non-zero chance if you guys take 2 more long rests that something will happen to him. And if something happens, Oluja, we need to spitball something to keep you engaged with the campaign. But that being said, it is the next day. And everyone, make me a perception check. Something is fucking weird.
It's the next day. Oh, I
Yep, it is the next day. Everyone take a long rest. Eddie, you're waking up in the head of justice's manor, right next to him in bed.
Do I have 2 penises now?
You know what? We kind of skimmed over this. Let's not skim over the fact that Moose suggested that she could alter herself to have a penis. Or one of them have a penis.
Correct.
It was
That
But
was
also,
amazing.
it's just so they don't. But it's also so they don't burn themselves either or shock themselves.
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct. We have proven that with Oluja already by the fact that I said, "Hey, Oluja, since you're a man," and then she dressed up as. If you remember those times when they were trying to fight off the Elvish rebellion, she became a man for a moment.
All right. Even without Oluja, and Oluja has a high wisdom score. There's something very weird. You were explicitly told that on the 3rd day of this week, that Boreas would fall asleep. That it would be safe to travel on the surface, yet you still hear that banging. Thump, thump, thump. Something's not right.
We shall investigate.
I guess I gotta go find Seer.
Yeah. You guys can set the scene here. Like, where do you imagine you guys would all meet up?
First things first, where was Seer at?
Paint the scene for me. Like, Whistling Wind Farms is where I rolled. For some reason or another, you're next to the holes that blow from outside to spin the windmills. It's all concentrated there. Yep.
Probably because
that
you were
makes
spinning
sense.
your wheels.
Well, that makes more sense than water, because it not only fans the flame, but is something cooling towards you.
Essentially, Seer passed the fuck out by one of these weird windmill areas outside. Somehow, the loud noises of the wind is very calming. Makes me think about all the hot air I hear from my previous Genasi buddies. And really, once they would notice that the weird thing occurred, she would do the one thing that she remembers what to do.
Mhm.
Picks up on shell phone. Eddie, where do you want me to meet you? Something's very strange about happening.
Yeah, I know the giant's still up for some reason.
Let's meet. Let's figure this out together. You get Mavet. I will press the button that will make Spanky start doing weird noises.
Oh, kind of like an alarm clock.
Right, but more annoying.
If you want, I can set a location for you, because to me, it at least would make sense that you guys would be near the makeshift pulley system lift and the Whale Song Hall. Again, that's where you get to talk to a lot of the big wigs, and it's near, the only way to get to the surface here. So we can have that as the backdrop here.
The alarm is specifically Oluja's voices when she is screaming at the hag for doing a twisted deal.
What about you, Oluja? How do you figure this out?
Because Seer has control of Spanky, I'm assuming that this would be
makes sense.
a notice.
Correct.
And let's focus on Mavet. Mavet, you've been quiet. I haven't been really focusing on you because of all the events lately. Tell me how you slept and how you would know the way to go.
Mavet would have slept just normally, like any other night.
Okay.
Maybe scratching his chest a little bit because of the new fresh wound.
Yep. It is a permanent scar, and it is deep. Perhaps we even see a little bit of sap pouring out. So a bit of amber, like kintsugi, like the art of putting clay pots back together, or anything clay back together with epoxy. It's that same kind of feel. But
I don't think Mavet would have really known where to go. He would have just been walking about and happened upon it.
that makes sense. Like, you're just wandering. And as you come across the party, you see Galvin, the Goliath, the standing stalwart, squinting his eyes at you as you approach. And I assume Eddie and Seer are embroiled in conversation. Nita, do you even bring up what happened last night?
Oh, about the situation with.
Yeah, because you
Eddie?
you didn't see Mom, but you had a heavy suspicion that it was her.
No, I'm assuming because she felt like things were off and it wasn't Eddie, and
Okay.
I'm sure Eddie would have, messed her up or had some words with her. Like, what the fuck, man?
Give yourself a D10. Also, Leah, in gold. I do appreciate the scrutiny that you did to the situation and how clever you were. I'll reward you. You really
clever.
Well, yeah, you really shouldn't trust my NPCs or the other players. Like, there needs to be a healthy, and as an adventurer, having a healthy amount of paranoia is healthy.
Not paranoia, paranora.
Yeah, paranoia.
Paranoia was the sequel to Paranorman.
Yep. But it is healthy to have. It's reasonable, especially after getting tricked so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be tricked again. It's okay.
So again, it would have been super funny if it actually was me and you basically just burned
stabbed
a
him.
bridge with one of the most well-known and richest individuals, at least in that part of the world.
Yeah. All right, Luigi, can't kill a CEO. Okay. As Mavet approaches, Galvin pipes up. I do have a confession to make here. And he will look upon all of you as Mavet is walking up. You guys see an obvious mark on Mavet's chest as he approaches. Do you speak first, Mavet, or are you just walking in here?
No, there's nothing different about the situation. No need for me to talk.
I wish to thank all of you for freeing me from prison. I do appreciate it. And the efforts you have made in the Sea Elf community, Frostheart, in that trial, has given me a healthy amount of respect for all of you.
And he will, shift his gaze amongst all of you.
Yet, I do have something that is dragging me down. I do not believe
You mean you're missing 4 legs?
that too. They used to call me tripod. I do have something to get off my chest. I do not agree with the behaviors in this group. And although,
And looking towards Eddie.
although you have made yourself clear on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, I still cannot look past the murder and the crippling of the boy's hand. I will be heading to the surface, looking for Gelenua, but I will not be associated with all of you. I do apologize.
And you do see that he's a bit finicky about this. And as Mavet approaches,
More importantly, I have crossed a line that I do not think I can come back from. I do not apologize, but I will say to you that I have attacked your friend here.
nods towards Mavet and his wound on his chest.
Yeah, I understand your position as much as I'm sure that you understand mine.
I want to believe in you.
And at this moment, you can see that he is uncertain of what exactly to do because, again, exploring the surface, especially by yourself, he might die. And you see him torn between his internal integrity, his culture, and the anathemas that he's experienced during being within this party with all of you. He's torn. It's smart to be with all of you. It's the safest option, but he's hesitant to do so. If you wish, you can make a check right now, persuasion, regardless of how you want to influence him, but to steer his thoughts here quick, or we could role play a little bit further, and the DC and check might be influenced by it.
I would suggest, as Seer speaks up,
Yep.
that before splitting, in some ways of viewing things in this way, traveling alone is not wise. I might recommend you actually, how would I say it? Maybe gathered people that can assist you. If not, at least travel with us enough that you won't be as long of danger. That is the only thing I would say.
I am afraid that any meaningful help is being used in the city right now, not only for security, but to help rebuild.
Correct. Which is why I might recommend staying a little bit till they're situated.
He would actually
Well-
approach you, just before you pipe up here, Eddie. He would approach you, Seer, and he would just say,
I know what you say is the truth, and it is smart, but I cannot deny my heart. If the one that you loved was just outside of your grasp, wouldn't you do anything in your power to save them?
speechless.
I think it's one of those moments
Yeah.
where it's like she would just stare and being like, the answer is obviously yes, but it's one of those moments where it's like she just takes a moment and will say, yes, I understand. And that's why I only give you advice. I will not give you, well, I won't give you any actual recommendations.
He
I understand. Do what
he
you
laughs.
need to.
He laughs at you and just goes, "Ha ha! Then I respectfully decline." Yep.
Well, then I will say that we are in an interesting predicament. Because you've sworn yourself to find Chilenua in order to protect her, but so have we. So regardless of whether you're traveling with us or we just happen to be going in the same direction, I can't really go back on that until I at least know that she's safe. I hope you understand my position.
Then
Or
we are
would
at-
you suggest
Yeah, go
that I forsake my own honor and integrity by going back on my word?
Again, you're hitting it on the spot here. It appears like his culture revolves around integrity and honor. And I will say, like any check that I would have you make, the DC is reduced from that argument. And you just see his eyes flickering towards Oluja, then Mavet.
You have made yourself clear, and as will I. Even if we cross blades, I will not stand the harm of innocent civilians.
And as you heard from me, not even a full 24 hours ago, I won't either.
And I want to believe you.
And again, he values your words, but his eyes keep darting to your allies. Like there's a bit hesitation. I need that final push here.
Eddie, I don't think he trusts me or Oluja, but seeing how he was only able to lay a scratch on me, you know that
Dude.
I listen to you. So as long as I'm near you, he doesn't have to worry about trying to be a what do they call it when you pretending to be a lumberjack.
Just to show what he looks like, you see everybody. You see his brow like dancing as his face is contorting, and you see himself like balling up his fist, and it's just becoming white knuckles from how tightly he's just gripping his hands. But you see him
Don't
take
worry,
deep
your
breaths.
fist will do nothing, just like your blade did not much.
I think-
actually,
however, could
I think
end me.
Mavet's trying to start a battle here.
No, I'm trying to say that I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid of Eddie because I made a promise to Eddie,
Mhm.
which goes in line with what he wants, and Eddie could end me even though he couldn't. But I'm saying it in a Mavet way.
Yep. And the exact things that is making them hesitant is becoming apparent to you, Eddie. And he just looks towards you again, his face dancing between emotions.
I would say if your concern for others is the main part keeping you at bay, then how about we simply say that should we finally come across Jelenua and whomever she's found herself huddled with, again, if it would bring you peace of mind, perhaps keeping Oluja and Mavet separate from them for the entirety of the exchange. All we really need to do is just make sure that she's all right and that you arrive safely to her, and I can only assume your people.
You see an odd expression when you imply that she could be with somebody else right now. His face becomes a bit sullen. I stand by what I said. I shall not cause harm to anyone in your party, but I will not stay idle should the innocent come in harm's way. I just want you to know, should we cross blades, I respect you. And this is to the party. If you cross an anathema with this man, he will attack you.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just saying, like, he's not going to stay idly. He's not going to stay idle and watch you guys do your
Basically,
heart's
if you
desire.
break another
Yeah.
kid's hand, he might just take away your whole head.
Yes.
If Seer was lawful evil, loads up gun. All right. You wanted to head now or then?
So here's what I'll do. The DC is reduced, but I still need a persuasion check just to settle him. Is anyone assisting with this persuasion check? You have to have proficiency. That's what I'm going to be asking here. Is anyone else proficient that could aid?
I will aid. And that I will follow the rules of what's being thrown down, as to not make tensions flare up more. Because I understand that he doesn't really jive with me.
No, not. He did initially, but not so much today. It's very strange.
Yeah, and I get that, and I'll
I
just
would
kind
like
of
to use a spell.
keep my place.
Okay, what's the spell?
I will, using a 3rd level slot.
Okay.
Cast Aid on Eddie, him, and Seer.
Okay. Temp HP. 3rd level, I believe that's 10 temp HP.
Correction, it's not temp HP.
Oh, maximum.
You were thinking,
no, other way around. Yeah, other
you
way
were
around.
thinking of the Unearthed Arcana version that.
Yeah. Maximum HP increases by 10, along with the current health. So everyone, please make sure to reflect that. I believe the duration is 8 hours.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll keep that in mind. That's 8 hours. There's a good chance it might run out.
I got triple digit, baby.
Mavet has given us AIDS.
Yeah. He aided you, just not in the way that you'd think. Yeah, just to make things easier, if you have your own token selected, you guys can press on the spell that he put on for 3rd level, and it should change your maximum HP while putting that in your status on your character sheet. But yes, make sure everyone takes a long rest, and I need that persuasion check from Eddie. And Oluja, do you have proficiency in persuasion?
I should. It's one of my charisma.
Okay.
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah, I would say even something as subtle as just getting out of line of sight or detaching yourself might actually be helpful, weirdly enough. So,
Whatever will help the situation, because I get it. He doesn't like me.
Yeah, roll with advantage, Mega. Persuasion. DC was lowered. Initially, it was a fairly high DC, but now it's more manageable. Oh my god. All right.
Oh.
You happy with that roll?
It's like, geez, well, I have to see what the T20s were.
Okay, so yeah, one was
Yeah.
a 1 and one was a 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I have inspiration. If you really want to keep him, I can give it to you.
I do feel like it's because I feel like there's more than just the giant on the surface, and not to really tip our hands here, but this guy is pretty important.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
no,
you
like
can
we kind of
have
need it.
you can have my
Yeah.
inspiration then.
Yeah, and there's also one mechanical thing I want you guys to understand is I usually balance my adventures for the party size while not including the NPCs in mind. So it does make the adventure easier having an ally.
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking
I'm
Christ.
so sorry.
It
It is what it is.
happens.
I'm gonna use
Flash of
my
genius.
inspiration.
Oh.
I will not stand for low rolls. If he rolls a 1, then I give up.
I can't remember the exact rules off the top of my head, whether you can do multiple inspiration on one roll, but I'll allow it. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
I've been sitting on that inspiration fucking forever.
Try to deny failure. You just... Let me be very clear. You just need a roll of 5 or higher. It's a DC 15.
Yay!
There you go.
Super funny.
Yeah, the OG DC was 20, but because of your talk about honor, it got reduced to 15.
It's just super funny.
God,
A
Jesus.
1, a 4, a 3.
Okay, how does this look? Because something got fucked up and you fixed it somehow. Like, well, explain to me, Mega, how this looks.
I almost have to imagine that, like, maybe just like again as the conversation was like going, maybe Oluja actually did like try to say something and then just like cuts herself off immediately. He's like, wait, he's giving me that look. And then slowly hides behind Mavet, who is the like a much bigger target of Scorn, so that
Yeah.
and
There you go.
then it's like then Seer, I imagine, it's like stumbles up for a moment and then maybe falls over, a bit
Yep.
clumsy because of the situation, and then his attention's immediately and the tension is slightly released.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like and then it's like then like it's just like, so anyway, it's like we said, it's probably better for everyone to finish their respective missions if we stay together until that point comes across and then diverge from there.
Nods. Agreed. I shall follow you to the hells and back. And with that settled, you guys are approached by the Five-Finger Council, to the members. I believe her name was Islith and Corvus, if memory serves, but I will double check. That'd be the head of justice and head of culture. They approach your group, and as you guys are lingering about near the pulley system with the basket that goes to the surface, that's about 120 feet above, you see a sullen face on Corvus, Eddie. You're very intimate with the man. There's no need for a check. You guys banged. I'm not exactly sure how it looked, but you guys are intimate with each other now.
You can find the full clip on on RedTube. It's like and or my OnlyFans.
But as the man approaches and the woman, you just see him holding out a gift for all of you. It is a bundle of folded clothes, and Corvus arrives and just goes, "I have a gift for all of you. It is
but a small fraction of our gratitude. And Islith nods at this. But you truly are underdressed for Frostheart. And he hands you each a cloak. Examining the cloaks, you guys would notice that they are magical in nature. They provide resistance to the cold. For all case and purposes, treat this like rings of resistance, where you have resistance to cold damage, and on top of it, you can manage in dangerous cold weather. For our cases and purposes, it does not completely negate the severe weather, just to showcase how cold it is. But for us, you guys would only be making a saving throw per day, or twice per day, I should say. Once every 12 hours.
It's like in the case of Eddie, since he is already naturally resistant to cold.
Ooh, there we go.
Does this have any additive effect, or
I will? You know what? Because does anyone else have resistance to cold?
No.
No, but I do already have a cloak.
Yeah. I believe, even if I didn't put it down, I believe also Galvin has his own properties for this kind of weather. For Eddie
almost like
and
he
Galvin,
lives here?
Yep. For Eddie and Galvin, there will not be any checks for the severe weather. For everyone else, it will be once every 12 hours. I was thinking about doing some for Seer because she's made of fire, but I'm going to stick with my guns on this one.
Let's put it this way,
6,
Gray.
I don't want to accept it.
You don't want to? Okay.
Nope.
Keep me honest. It's once every minute for you then.
I have a question.
Jesus.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you
because
sure you
we're-
don't want it?
I am going to refuse it because I can't use that information.
Yeah. Keep in mind, with Oluja, I allowed it for once every hour because there was enough landscape marks that would buffet the wind. It was cold, but the wind chill wasn't enough to kill her immediately. Once you guys are up that high, there is nothing stopping the wind.
I'm just asking because of my storm guide, could I make it that the wind does not hit us, or that it's just warmer in the sphere?
I would allow that to be helpful, especially in Mavet's case.
But they would have to stay 20 feet.
Yeah, if you were to use that ability, I would reduce it to once every hour.
Okay.
Yep, and remind me, was that a passive ability that I gave you, or did it have charges associated with it?
It's just from my sorcerer.
it's her level 6
Oh,
feature.
okay, it's level
Yeah.
6. Got you. Yeah, that's perfect. If you got something, deal with it. That is how you're gonna deal with it.
I was just gonna say, in my case for Seer, I don't think it'd be a good logic to give her cold resistance, because essentially describe it as a fire that will slowly burn out the more air that kind of goes into it. I would only make that argument though if she had cold resistance if she drank a ton of alcohol, because alcohol feeds fires.
Well, I mean, we can also apply this logically, because as you'll recall, heat travels to the places of least concentration. So the cold winds passing over Seer would actually sap more heat from her rather than actually warm her.
Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah, just to keep in mind that this was always a thing that you guys could have easily avoided and really fucked yourselves over on. But because of your efforts within the community, they're looking out for your well-being. But yeah, I will make items and give it to everyone appropriately. But I will keep in mind that Mavet refuses. It is no insult to them. But
you mean I can't wear my Speedo of massive bulge? Darn.
But you do see again his face is sullen, Eddie, and it looks like he has some bad news.
I suppose this isn't the only reason why you've come to see us.
I'm afraid that I cannot in good conscience allow any travel to the surface. It is too dangerous. Boreas is still traveling. And you see him staring at the ceiling. It's so odd. He should be asleep by now.
Hey, Seer,
Hmm.
do you think maybe you could possibly give us a look? I can only assume that the reason why he's not asleep is because someone or something is keeping them up.
Sure, I can make that happen. Oluja, Spanky.
Yes. Yes.
Seer will take Spanky off of Oluja's shoulder. And more importantly, instead of being like cautious, like with her hands, she might be like, well, no, never mind. I changed her mind. Regardless, she gets Spanky
Okay.
and releases him up to the air as she will just concentrate on looking through Spanky's eyes.
Okay. Yeah, it begins to fly up. It goes to the surface, and you're met with a swath of Iceland. You do see mountains far in the distance, or at least like something close to it, elevated areas. But the wind from the south is intense. Like it's enough to make your construct slightly freeze. Okay. I got an idea. Gonna look at one thing here.
I have a question. If we would see any animals that would be suited towards the cold while we're traveling.
Honestly,
Any
in my
animals?
case, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I could wild shape into them to go around resistances potentially.
Okay. It is only because that your construct is immune to the exhaustion, which I assume because it's construct, that I'm not going to
Correct.
have him make any checks. But you can tell that it is having a toll on your homunculus. And as it begins to rise, one of the issues that you were beginning to understand is to the northeast, you see a swirl of a blizzard, and it is very obstructive. The spherical blizzard is so intense that there's light obscurement throughout the entirety of the plateau here. You see to the north, there is but one mountain, and there is a black obelisk that decorates the top. To the east, you see a fort built into, again, a mountainside. But you, weirdly enough, you don't. It's hard for your construct to see like this. Oddly enough, this figure that is larger than life. It's this light blizzard that's making it hard for your homunculus to see. I'm gonna need a perception check with disadvantage, unless it has a way to bypass light obscurement.
Let me take a look, because I do have a beautiful thing I love about Spanky, is that if they don't have it at the moment, I could channel spells through them. Hence why I always leave them on Aaliyah's shoulder.
Yep.
So let me see what I have first. But I will roll that perception first, mine as well. And then we'll figure out how to affect it later. Whoops, that was supposed to be a disadvantage.
That's fine.
I mean, let me.
Yep, one more. 17 for the first roll. 26,
Okay.
26 for the second.
So now let me look at the spells I have.
Yeah, anything to influence that roll.
The main thing, if I really needed to burn a spell to make it work, in this case, I'm just trying to see if I could find it. I had a spell that would kind of help out in that way. Surprisingly, I thought I had that spell, but then again, I am a alchemist artificer, so I don't have exactly the same spells as some artificers I played.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the only thing I can do is enhance ability Spanky.
All right.
So I would turn and essentially what it would do is that instead of rolling disadvantage, it'd be a straight roll.
Okay.
But as moot, then that would mean
Yep.
the first roll would stand. So
Yep.
I will just not do anything at the moment and just keep the 17.
You notice
And
two
Flash of
things.
Genius.
Yeah, but it's not within range.
Well, you're right. You're good.
Yep. The first thing that you notice is on atop the mountainside, hidden but standing out, you see like a small group of centaurs with spyglass observing the opening, and you see that they have sight of your little homunculus, and you see them speaking amongst each other before they blow a horn.
Nicola.
Yep. Does your homunculus do anything in response, or are they still just trying to look around here? Because I do have more, and I will allow for another perception check, but that's the first thing that they notice.
Well, the beautiful thing I need to ask Ray that makes this now a possible ability. I do have one trick up my sleeve if things go bad. So, how high up did Spanky have to fly up?
I will say it's 30 feet up above the surface at the moment. He could go up more.
I need to know from us to where Spanky is, specifically.
Oh, fuck. That's 120 plus 30. That's 150 feet away.
Oh, that's not a problem at all for me, then.
Yep.
So, just in case, Seer will have, with their eyes kind of like focusing on staring, have a potion at the ready if Spanky gets knocked down, but they're going to use their perception again.
Make me a
No
perception
point in trying
check.
to hide Spanky.
Make me a perception check and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's Spanky. I could do that. Let's make it happen. Give me one moment.
All right.
So perception.
Mm-hmm.
Disadvantage again as well, right?
You can do your thing to make it straight if you want to, but yeah,
Nah,
disadvantage.
we'll risk it. Risk it for the biscuit.
Okay.
So next one's at disadvantage.
Okay.
17 again, and now I'll do a dexterity.
Okay. Oh my god.
Eesh.
Okay, I'll tell you what happens. As it rings off through the air, and you hear that horn, we hear a whistle. All of you guys hear a whistle, even down there. And what your homunculus sees is this creature out in the distance to the southeast. I will show you what this creature looks like. It is the giant form of Boreas, as he has thrown a javelin in the direction of the sound. And it is so massive, so large, that the shaft of the spear comes in, impacts the ground, and the shockwave of its impact does 1410 damage. For a total of 77 damage. Again, you did fail. At this point, you can tell me what happens to your homunculus taking 77 damage.
Well, now that we know why Boreas is not quitting the fuck out, essentially Spanky, they don't have emotions too much, but they just get careened into piles of bolts and bits and pieces as Seer just begins shaking their head in pain. And I will also say this on top of this, Gray. The thing is that what powers Spanky is a gem. That gem's powder. If it's that massive of like a shockwave.
Yeah, and let me tell you the radius, just to give you a bit more information. It seems like the impact of that spear goes about in 120 foot radius. It was fairly close. It wasn't a very accurate shot, but it was still within range of near where the horn happened. But just imagine like 4, maybe 5 of these spears fell through the sky in the general area. It was rapid pace. Woof, woof, woof. Again, you have learned valuable information that it appears the denizens of the surface use Boreas's attention to take care of hostile creatures, or at least undesirable trespassers.
That also means that they're annoying the shit out of him and trying to keep him awake.
Something's happening. I might even go a little bit further here. Even though he was in the distance, the creature is so massive, you could probably tell. You see that it was breathing heavily and slightly hunched over, like it was exhausted.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell you something that's far more fun now. Spanky was able to see around, and they could see up higher, correct?
Yep.
Oh, good. Seer will look back to Eddie and be like, well, it seems like they're still awake and rather haggard, especially since, how would I describe it? I think the centaurs are keeping them awake, hard to say. But if you really want me to take a good look for about 10 minutes, I can. And I might be able to see things for much longer.
Yeah, let's have a finisher for the session because we're going a little bit over. Like, how does this scene resolve?
Well, actually, I do think Eddie would slowly but surely. Sorry, saying this to Seer first.
Yep.
Actually, I feel like the only way. Oh, no, sorry, he needs information first. How are they able to see? Like, isn't there a storm out there right now?
And this is reference to the Titan, the centaurs.
Probably the centaurs in this case, correct, Eddie?
Well, no,
Yeah, the
I'm asking,
centaurs.
like, yes, they're the centaurs, but how are they able to see? Like, Spanky is a very small thing in a big storm.
I have 2 answers to that. And this is why I might do my next step. 1, they're waiting for us. And 2, I think they have made a deal with something that is a part of the elements.
So they are able to see whoever is coming out.
Which is why I could go above them and pull out some clairvoyance if need be.
Or it appears that maybe, just maybe, the easiest way for us to get to where we need to go without unnecessary bloodshed, thinking about Spanky.
Again, there's an explosion of fucking snow that went back towards the entrance, down underneath, and is spilling over you like it's a just cold winter storm. That just
I just want to imagine a bolt that falls onto like Oluja's head and like, I don't know, gets stuck on their armor for a second.
Yep.
I think I actually know one person that they would 100% not lay an attack on if they happen to see them coming out of the city.
And slowly but surely turns his head to Galvin.
Raises an eyebrow. Ha! I feel nervous with that stare.
I think for the safety of us, yourself, and maybe also Jelenua, you might need to come clean.
Ooh. I feel like that's a good ending point. We pick up from there. I like that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know we had a little bit of a short session, but goddamn, Was it just filled with a whole bunch of twists and turns here?
Well, Rascal's dead. Spanky's dead. Now I need a new name.
Could call them Ragamuffin.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Stay connected.